Hello and welcome to Using Substance with Unity. In this first video, I'd like to take a moment to talk about the big picture and discuss the overall benefits to using Substance. The number one benefit is productivity. Substance provides a unique workflow and toolset that greatly enhances productivity that can't be found anywhere else. Throughout these videos, we'll look at each of these main points you see here: dedicated and comprehensive texture tools, physically based rendering and material workflows, 100% non-destructive. These are foundations Substance is built upon, and I'll showcase each of these points as we walk through the example in later videos. But for now, let's take a closer look at reducing texture size and in-engine texture updates. With Substance, you can reduce your texture package size upwards of 90%. The Substance engine will generate needed textures at runtime, which means the texture package size can be very lightweight and allow for a faster download of your content. This in turn allows you to reach a broader audience. Textures are dynamically resized. This means textures are generated at a given resolution, so you have the size you need at maximum quality. Substance isn't merely upscaling the textures, but actually generating at the resolution requested. This means the Substance file contains information to generate several textures at various resolutions, all within a single compact file. And again, this dramatically reduces the texture package size, as the textures don't exist until they are generated. With dynamic runtime support, you can change the look of a texture to create several different iterations, all within the Unity editor. These parameters are also accessible in code, so you can dynamically change a texture during runtime. This is great for creating user-generated content, for example. Here's a project that showcases how Substance can be used to create user-generated content by customizing a character. So here I can come through and I can change the jacket pattern size, I can change the jacket color, I can go in and change the cap color as well as the shirt color. We also have the ability to change our logos, so we can switch between different logos, and then also add in some jean ripping and adjust the size, change our shoe color, and so on. Here's a different example where we're working with an environment. So I'll just select the ground and I can actually change the look of the ground. I'll just dial in some age here. And then we'll move into the interior. And I'll just start to age some of these assets as well. So we'll go ahead and just dial in some age here. Some more aging on this. We'll also affect the wall. So here I'd like to just run through an overall workflow and pipeline on how Substance works, how it relates to your 3D programs, and how it relates to the Unity game engine as well. So when you're starting on an asset, you'll probably start here in the modeling phase. You'll be doing some UV mapping, you got sculpting and retopology. Also animation here will be into that category as well when we're talking about your DCC application. So as you're going through this process, you're creating high and low res models. What you can then do is you will export those high and low res models over here to Substance Designer, where Substance Designer is going to allow you to do all of the baking. So here we've got our detailed normal maps, displacement, curvature, ambient occlusion, world space normals, position, and so on. And so one of the key benefits to using Substance with Unity is that Substance Designer's Baker tools use the same tangent basis as Unity, so you get a really great synced normal workflow between Unity and Substance Designer since they're using the same tangent basis. So once you also start to create a lot of these models bakes here, you can then move over into Substance Designer. You're starting to go through the process of texturing. So here we're talking about creating our dynamic textures, animatable properties, dynamic resizing, procedurals. We're working with a full material workflow, and again, that fast texture iteration that we have. We also have the ability to work with Substance Painter. So in this process, you may actually take your objects and start to bring them into Substance Painter, where you can work with true 3D painting. You can paint across multiple channels, and you can then also work between Substance Painter and Designer very interchangeably. So you may use Substance Painter to create some various masks that you'll then just import right into Substance Designer for the mask generators. You may want to create your base materials and things like that in 3D using 3D painting inside of Substance Painter. So at this point, the key difference between Substance Painter and Substance Designer, so Substance Designer is going to create the SBS AR file. So this is going to be the actual Substance material that you then import directly into Unity. Substance Designer is where we're going to actually create all of our tweakable parameters here, our animatable properties, our dynamic textures, and so on. Now, Substance Painter is actually going to export bitmaps for us. So again, like I said, we could use that directly in Substance Designer. We can take these bitmaps directly into Unity, or again, we can use those back into our DCC application as well. So another key benefit to Substance is that Substance has native support within very popular 3D applications such as Maya, Max, and Modo. So the same SBS AR file that you're using within Unity, you can also take that back into your DCC application so you can actually preview these materials if you want to go back into that stage where you're going to be making some modeling adjustments, you want to see how the Substance material is affecting the model. You can actually import that directly into your 3D application as well. So you have that, what I like to call a material or a texture parity between your DCC application, Substance, and Unity. Over the next few videos, we're going to take a look at how I created this asset using Substance Painter and Substance Designer. We're also going to take a look at how the Substance material works in Unity, and we'll take a look at how we can use the Procedural Material API to make changes to our textures dynamically at runtime.